Hey fantasy fans, welcome back. It's Dan here with Treebeard Book Reviews, and today I'm going to be talking about a bit of a controversial issue, and it's the things I don't like about Booktube. So let's get into it. A big shout out to all my patrons. Your support means the world to me. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to my Old Man Willow tier, Paul, Powell, and Norbert. Your support means everything. Thank you. Well, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for subscribing and being a part of the channel, or even just watching. If you want to support the channel, it's a free way to support me is by subscribing. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of a mixed bag review, or let's have a discussion together. And I really want to talk about, I'm going to highlight 3 things I don't like about Booktube. And I'm also going to talk about 3 things that I think are absolutely great about Booktube. But I really kind of want to focus on the things that I don't like and I don't do on my channel necessarily, or won't be doing as much. So the first one is kind of a mix. This is actually going to be both a good and a bad. So the first one is self-published authors.
What did he say?
Wait a second before you start typing on the keyboard and going insane. The big thing is I only read 70 to 80 books a year, and I wish I could support them more. And I don't have a big enough platform, or I don't read enough to support self-pub authors. And I think that's one of the things too. I get emails all the time from self-pub authors, and they're talking about these fantastic, amazing books that they've read. But when I read, 70 to 80 books a year, I can't always fit them in. I get probably 200 requests a year right now. And if I were to, just read self-pub books, I wouldn't be able to read some of the books behind me that I bought that I haven't read yet. My wife would kill me. So it's not that I don't want to support you. It's that I just don't have the capacity to support you. And that's one of the things about Booktube that I have a hard time with, is that I wish I could support you. You have some wonderful art. And I think what I'm going to do is leave this kind of open to all self-pub authors. If you want to reach out to me and send me your book, I can't guarantee I'll make a review for it. I'll get a time to read it. But if I do, I will shout you out 100%. So thank you. But again, that's just not something I can support on the channel. There's other channels out there that talk about just self-dedicated to self-published authors, and I would recommend reaching out to those channels. I unfortunately just don't have the capacity to do that. So that is number one, but it's a mix because I do like self-pub authors. I think they're fantastic. My wife said, some of the best books she's read have been self-pub. I just haven't really dipped my toe into that field yet. So that's another thing. A good thing I will say is the ability for the fantasy genre and the sci-fi genre to generate these self-pub authors. And I know, some of these people are going to get their big breaks and they're going to blow up, and I just wish I could support them more. So the second thing that I don't like about Booktube, and I actually think they've kind of died out, are book tags. Oh, I hate book tags. I feel some of them are dumb, some of them are good. I just feel stupid doing them. When I first started my channel almost 2 years ago now, I got tagged in millions of these.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby!
And I chose to do a few, and then a lot of the times I just ended up throwing out the rules, these arbitrary rules that were made, and just made my own rules, and then so I didn't really do the tags. So I don't like them. I don't like lists for the sake of lists, or some of them just don't make sense. You just kind of shoehorning questions. And I don't like them. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just a grumpy old dude. I don't like book tags. I don't think they really help readers that much. And I don't think I as a consumer of Booktube as well, I would never click on them. And maybe it's just because I don't like them, so I didn't do them on my channel, so I never click on them. So some people could love them. You could like them. That's fine. I hope you enjoy them. I don't, and I don't think I'm ever going to do another book. I'll never say never, right? Because there might be one that's an absolute slapper, and then I just do it. But 9 times out of 10, if I get tagged in a book tag, I ain't doing it. I just don't like them. They're not fun. They're not fun for me to make. I don't think they're fun to watch. So, yeah, that's my second negative of Booktube. So, my second positive of Booktube, which I think is probably one of the biggest positives, is all these amazing book recommendations that I've got from people who are subscribed to the channel, people through my Discord, watching other booktubers as well. I've read books that I never would have read. Like, first one being like Sun Eater. Sun Eater is my second favorite series of all time. My favorite sci-fi series of all time. I flew out to Raleigh to meet Christopher Rocchio and his wife for the release of book 5. Like, I never would have, read this series without BookTube. And so I'm extremely thankful for that. So really just kind of want to hype up that, BookTube is full of great recommendations. But I think the one thing, that's I've learned from doing this for almost 2 years now is that books are subjective. Some books you're going to love and connect with, and some books you're not. And not everyone's the same. And it'd be boring if we were all the same, we had all the same taste, right? And don't get too upset if someone doesn't like your book or doesn't like a book that you like. I never try and take it personally when someone hates a book I love, because it's end of the day, it's a book, right? It doesn't have to be taken too seriously, and it's there for entertainment, right? And I think when we start taking things too seriously, we end up hurting ourselves and suffering twice. So that's why, this community, I will say, and just supporting other readers is fantastic. There's so many books I've read and planned to read and picked up and bought because of recommendations just from people that I've met doing this. So BookTube, it's a great community, and so really love that, and that everyone's just able to give these amazing recommendations, and they're so articulate, and they can just express why they love their books so much. I wish that's something I'm trying to get better at always as a content creator, is when I look back at my older videos on this channel, like, wow, I'm really inarticulate. Wow, I really didn't explain that well. Or wow, I really didn't kind of get across the message I was trying to share, or share my experience with you as a reader. And that's something I'm just going to be constantly working at. And I know my reviews now are, a lot better than the reviews I wrote even a year ago. And that's always my goal, is to make better content for you as as a content creator. So let's get to number 1, the thing about BookTube I hate or like the least and will never do. Number 1, we're going to start with the positive first. And I think this is a big positive. It's the best part about BookTube, and it's the friends you make in the community of BookTube. There's some wonderful people out here that I've met through the Discord channel, met through the YouTube comments, who've then joined my Discord, or I've met on other booktubers' Discords, and we've just chatted about books we enjoy. And what's funny is, like, I chat with people on my Discord and that are friends I've made through BookTube more than I talk with my brothers or my best friends. Like, I talk to these people on Discord every single day. So I will say the friends and the community that is BookTube has been absolutely wonderful. They're so supportive, and I cannot thank you guys enough. You've given me some wonderful recommendations. You've been wonderful friends, and I think it's just the best part about BookTube. But now let's talk about the thing of BookTube that I do not like and I will never ever do. All right, so the one thing I hate about BookTube, I'm never going to do it. I've been asked to do it a few times. I don't get them. They don't make sense to me. I don't know how anyone enjoys watching them. They are reading sprints. I don't get it.
That escalated quickly.
I do not get it. I don't understand. Like, I've clicked into a few of some booktubers I follow, and I'm just sitting there watching them read. And I know the point is, I'll read along with them. But why? It's just like watching paint dry. And I know I've seen them. There's no way you can be actively reading when you're on a reading sprint. What do you read? A page, and then read a comment, and then comment on the comment, and then find where you were again and keep going. It seems silly to me. And maybe it's just the way I read. Like, I can't be comfortable when I read. I have to be slightly uncomfortable, because if I'm too comfortable, I'm at that age, I'm in my mid-30s, where if I'm comfortable on a couch, it's lights out for me, right? So I think just the idea of reading sprints, like, I'm all for getting people to read and do more reading and actively reading. I just don't think they're cool, and they're not a good idea. I don't know. Maybe just for me, like, the way my brain works, I get too distracted, like, so easily when I'm reading or when I'm doing anything. And I just don't think they're great. I don't think they're a lot of fun either. So, But yeah, guys, this is I don't know, what do you guys think? To let me know, like, what are some things about BookTube that annoy you or drive you nuts, right? I know, you know, there's probably way more things out there that are worse that are on BookTube, of people like ripping up or, you know, like setting like fire to books. I don't think that happens though, to be honest. But yeah, just comment down below and let me know what you think are things that you don't enjoy about BookTube, or things that have kind of turned you off from BookTube in the past. And you know, I'm always going to be honest with you on this channel, just giving you my honest thoughts. But that's it, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Cheers.